The stock market sucks!
What's up, people? Remember when I used to make videos and just scream over the music? This one's for everybody out there right now. The most hated bull market that's going on, everybody that's pissed off about the recent choppiness, or the confusion of when this market's actually going to sell off for real. Just screaming for vengeance in the background by Judas Priest. Let me just get to that chorus one time, and then we'll start really getting into this video. And for everybody out there, please, if you haven't subscribed to my other channel, you probably noticed that I don't make videos on the Thanos 43 channel. Come on over to the Hit the Bid Radio channel. All right, hang on.
I'm watching this guy dance to music. What is this?
Alright, you know why I'm screaming for vengeance? Because here I am, again, unlike the people that scream about the correction that's coming or the crash that's coming with no money involved, I have money involved and I continue to lose. Okay? Shorting this market still, I know, listen to the words I'm using, shorting the market doesn't work. Shorting individual stocks does work. And that is the point that I want to try to make. We had it. The crash happened. It happened in Facebook. It happened in Twitter. It happened in FEYE. It happened in Fuel. It happened in Priceline. It happened in Amazon. The list goes on and on and on. But what I'm here to talk about right now is that the market's at all-time highs. What's going on? See, as a bear and a hater of the market, I thought that the contagion of the Momo stocks would then eventually translate into a worldwide or a monster sell-off across the board on the averages. Now, if someone out there is nodding their head, yeah, it's going to happen. Don't you worry. The Dow Jones can't keep this divergence from the Russell 2000, the Momo stocks. It's going to spread. I'm here to say, no, it's not. No, it's not. Anybody that wanted to sell anything of momentum or high flyer or something that needed to be sold off, it's happened. We made it again. Crimea, Ukraine, Russian. We made it through that. Oh, it's still out there, right? Yeah, okay. Unless a nuclear bomb goes off, or again, I don't know if you've seen Pacific Rim, or kaiju comes out of the Pacific Rim and starts ripping through, cities, this market's never going down. We're never going down. So here's what I want to tell you that I'm doing. I am going to give up shorting the market, the QQQ and the SPY and the diamonds, obviously, or the ES futures or the NQ futures, but it's not working. It's not working, What I do best is I do 3 whopping trades a day. I look for a couple setups in the morning, they work, and then generally by 11 o'clock I'm watching Price is Right. That's the life that I used to live. I tried to deviate from that path for many, many years, trying to find different ways of tweaking, sitting in front of the computer doing my online broadcast, and I felt compelled to keep it going all day because people were there listening to what I had to say, so I felt obligated to try to find ideas. Now, I lead by example. I trade from 10 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. I watch Price is Right, and I hardly ever come back. I come back at around 3:15, kind of give you a wrap-up, see what earnings are coming out that night, and who's reporting the next day. Kind of a little spiel about what I think may happen. Not that that matters, because no matter what I think's going to happen, I don't ever do anything like that, because generally I just wait for the market to show me what's happening, and I just jump in. I try to make a little bit, and I go home. Or I'm usually home, but you get the idea. There really is a very, very limited amount of things you could be doing right now, as far as shorting. If you have not shorted the Momo stocks, I think that party's over now. You've missed the boat on that. The Dow Jones has hit new highs. The S&Ps are far away from new highs. The Nasdaq's even at new highs. So if you're on the camp that you think that the contagion's going to spread, I'm here to say I think you're wrong. I think the market's about to explode for 10 or 15%. And I think next year we're going to tack on 25%. And that'll take us to what? Dow 22, 25,000. S&P, I don't know. I'll do the math. And the QQQs eventually will, what's going to happen is the market is eventually going to drag up the Momo stocks again. They'll come off the bottoms, and then people will think they're back, and then they'll start coming back. Next thing you know, the Nasdaq will be back to 5,000. 6,000, 7,000, Dow 22, 25,000. But again, making predictions is obviously ridiculous. I mean, think about the stocks that I was loving at the beginning of the year. GoGo, Dry Ships, Candy, all up hundreds of percent. And what they do, they all fell 50%. And they've all given back everything that you would have made as an investor. But as a trader, you probably did pretty well. Now, GoGo reports numbers tomorrow, and I know everybody needs to get the Game of Thrones and watch their Family Guy and The Simpsons or whatever you're going to watch tonight. I just want to make this video because I'm not going to get a chance to do it probably this week. I'm going to go ahead and say GoGo goes up. Yeah, I know. I hate the stock. I hate everything about it. I think it's going to go to $2. But for some reason, I think they might go up tomorrow. Now, again, I don't know. I think the stock's going to zero. Zero. I still own 100 shares, but I can't. Again, like I said, the stock can go to zero. It doesn't matter to me at this point. I own 100 shares just so I can make fun of myself and everybody else that doesn't realize what they have on their hands. They have a stock that was a hyped up piece of shit, and it's going to go to zero. But for some reason, I think after they report, maybe there'll be a little short covering, and then it'll probably roll over, go to $10 and $5 and $2. And if it goes to $2, I think you might want a dollar cost average at 2, because then if it gets taken over at 4 or 5, maybe you can make some money. But again, Candy sounded like a great idea, right? Now they're being investigated, right? Game's over. There are no Chinese stocks that are worth putting your money in, not even Baidu. I don't care. NQ, how do you feel about that one? How about Sina, Sohu, NetEase, right? The best thing to do with your money, I think, right now, is you buy the Dow Jones. Tried, what is it called? True, old school, whatever you want to call it. Bottom line is, making predictions in the stock market is completely pointless. But I can tell you something. Between 10 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock tomorrow, I'm probably going to have 3 winners. And on Tuesday, same thing. And every day for the rest of my life, between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., I'm probably going to find 2 or 3 trades that I can make at least 20 cents, 40 cents, or possibly 50 cents to $1 on. And if you're buying, let's say, 1,000 shares and you make your 20 cents or your 30 cents and you do that 2 or 3 times and you make $400 to $500 a day, at the end of the year, you're making about $125,000 a year with very minimum risk. What I'm trying to do right now is show how I take minimum risk for medium reward, and that's it. No more buying options into earnings reports, unless you feel like gambling. No more trading after 11 o'clock. I'm doing everything that used to work for me, and now I've brought it back home. And I felt compelled for a while to find ideas, try to see what was going on throughout the day. But now I lead for example. My perfect day is to try to make $300 to $500 by 11 o'clock, and then go watch Price is Right, and then maybe I come back and wrap up the day. Now, we've got a handful of guys on the chat room on last week, and I conducted an experiment. I was like, guys, if you're not going to trade my ideas, at least write them down. And if you're going to trade my ideas, trade exactly the way I tell you to do it. And I believe everybody in my room last week had probably the best week of their lives. I know one guy did. He bought Priceline when I told him to buy Priceline. He sold Priceline when I told him. I told him to buy PBR. He bought PBR. I told him to sell it and then go short. He sold it and he went short. Made about $13,000. I had another guy make $4 or $5 grand. And these are guys with $5 or $10 grand in their account, doubling their money. It's insanity. People say, well, if you're so smart, why do you even do all this? It's for those guys. Because, again, I only trade 3 times a day. And let's say I make 500. But if I could tell other people how to make money and they give me a little bit of their money for my help, why are you begrudging me? If I help people and they want to throw me some cash for doing them a service, that's what it comes down to. It's really pretty cut and dry. So if you want to learn how to trade, come to my website, follow the link on the description, hang out with me for a month. You hang out for a month. If you don't see the benefit of what I do in that beautiful hour of time every day, we part as friends. But if you think it's a good idea, if you're learning by example, if you're learning the tricks and the things that I like, give it a month. I give you a month. You can hang out with me, and then you give me $1,000, and you get to hang out with me for the next 17 months. That's it. That's what it comes down to. All right, guys, go enjoy some television.